Hey guys, it's Dale with eInsurance. Today we're gonna discuss an article that's very valuable. It's actually it's something that comes up when you're making a large purchase, a vehicle. So you're not really thinking about it, or it's the last thing on your mind. But it's three things. The title is three things you should know about grace periods and car insurance. Okay, so let's say you're lucky enough to go out and buy a new car. Most policies have about 14 to 30 day grace period whereby you can give notice to your insurance company and your vehicle would still be covered if it falls within that grace period. Obviously check that, but that's customary on auto policies. Some states also have their own grace period that they dictate to insurance companies. So if you're in one of those lucky states where the grace period is actually longer than your insurance company's grace period, then the default grace period will be the state's one, right? The longer grace period. So that's kind of the first thing you should know. The second thing, let's say you know that there's a grace period and you're upgrading your vehicle. So you're lucky enough to not only purchase a new vehicle, but you're purchasing a better vehicle, a newer one, one with more capabilities and more tech. Sure, you're within the grace period, you're covered, but just know that you're covered under your old limits, right? And those old limits went with your older car, not your upgraded car. So you may need additional coverage, higher limits, or even a combination of both. So that's kind of the second thing to keep in mind. If you're upgrading vehicles, yeah, you could be covered in terms of that grace period of time that you have to notify your insurer, but it's going to be at stale limits, which may not be adequate for your new and improved vehicle. The third note to remember in terms of grace periods and car insurance is if you're adding a vehicle to your policy. Now, you would definitely want to check if your current carrier has a grace period for this. This isn't as customary or prevalent. Carriers aren't easy or willing to provide coverage for this. So make sure that you actually have a grace period for adding vehicles. And then if you do, it's typically shorter than the customary 14 to 30 days for a new car, because this isn't a new car. This isn't a replacement car. This is just adding a vehicle to your current policy. So that's kind of the third note to keep in mind. If you're adding a vehicle, make sure, for one, you have coverage under the grace period. If you don't, then obviously go out and get and formally add them to your policy, add the vehicle to your policy, or put out a policy for this car in and of itself. So those are kind of the three factors or three notes we'd like to provide you with as it relates to grace periods and car insurance. Thanks for stopping by. We'll talk to you guys next week. Bye.